Recently I was going out buying some more art supplies for some paintings I have planned, when the woman at my local art shop suggested I try a product. She suggested I try some modeling paste to really help bring out something more of my paintings. Now I've heard of it before, but I had never used modeling paste, so I decided to buy it, and now I'm making a review of what my experience was with it. Now there are lots of different types of modeling paste. There's light, there's regular, there's heavy modeling paste. It's also referred to as molding paste. But for today, and my first time using it, I decided to just use the regular modeling paste. In particular, Liquitex Basics Acrylics modeling paste. If you flip it over on the back, it's described as an opaque paste for 3D effects. You can mix it with color and build in thin layers. If you overpaint, you can sand or carve it when dry. Now to test the effectiveness of the modeling paste versus just using regular paint, I decided to make a test here. I decided to take some brilliant blue and see what its effects were without any modeling paste, just on plain canvas paper. And then I decided to mix it in with the modeling paste and see if I really noticed any difference. Now with the regular paint, when it's wet, I see it's very thin, it's a bit runny, it's very easy to manipulate and move around, and when you spread it, it leaves a little bit of a trail. This painting hasn't been prepped in any way, so as a result, you can clearly see little bits of white and anything else sticking through the paint. It's not quite as strong. With the wet modeling paste, I notice it does feel a bit heavier. It feels a bit thicker. Its spread is a lot more thicker, so I don't see any white sticking through. And it's definitely a lot more firm versus regular paint. Now, when looking at them when they're dry, the original paint, it's very thin. It's still a good quality paint. It has a level of thickness to it, and we can still see some discernible strokes from the palette knife, and clearly tell I was manipulating it, moving it around. But when you look at the modeling paste, it's noticeably thicker. As in, you can definitely tell how thick this is. If the paint definitely stands out and is given a lot more depth, and it literally stands out from the canvas itself, so you can't help but notice a real 3D effect. And this was just with 1 to 2 layers of it. When it's dry, it's very smooth. I also don't notice any white sticking through at all, so it's clearly held together well. So for my next experiment, I decided to make a small painting using paint that had been mixed with the modeling paste. So I decided to make this sunset on the mountainside painting, and all the colors I mixed in with modeling paste just to see if I could use this in a practical setting. Here's how it came out. So I definitely enjoyed painting with the modeling paste. As we zoom in, we can see how there's definitely different layers to the painting. It doesn't feel like it mixes too well with one painting on top of the other, which can be good and bad. Good because I like how it creates distinction between the purple mountains and the sky, despite them both being painted right after each other and both being wet still. It also brought out the mountainside and the sky to have a measure of thickness and depth that I really liked. So then, after spending a little bit of time with the modeling paste, what is my review? I definitely loved it. I will be using it in a lot more future paintings. I'll use it in small ways to maybe if I want a particular detail of it to stand out a little thicker. Like for example, if I have a thick edge, a sharp edge of something, like I paint a lot of musical instruments, so perhaps I may want a instrument's corner to stick out a little bit more than another, I'll use it then. I also paint a lot of beaches and sunsets, so I'll use it on the waves to help make the waves seem a lot more thicker and add some weight and volume to them. So I definitely plan to use this in the future. Well, thanks for stopping in and checking out my review of how I used modeling paste. Learned about it for the first time, so obviously I wasn't a skilled expert with how to use everything with it, but I definitely enjoyed myself and look forward to using it in the future. And if you enjoyed watching my video, like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Leave a comment below if you've used it before, or if you want to use modeling paste in the future. Let me know what your thoughts are. Anyway, my name was Alex, and this was my art channel.